This appears to lead somewhere. Let's see where it goes.
Yes?
I've got weapons for giving and armor for getting. Wanderer like you must have plenty of tales to tell. But I'm afraid I'm too busy to hear them.
Proud Spire Manor. Now there's a fine home. Up for sale too. If you're interested, talk to the steward in the keep.
Staying safe, I hope.
Lightly armored means light on your feet. Smart.
I'm telling you, Ulfric's planning...
Sell off that junk at bits and pieces.
He'd be insane to try. He doesn't have the men.
That's not what my scouts report, sir. Every day more join his cause.
I'm all for diplomacy.
And
but the sooner
Winterhold
the
support
Emperor
him.
deals with the civil war mess, the
It's
sooner
not
we
a
can get back to
cause.
Cyrodiil.
It's a rebellion.
Call it whatever you like, General.
Solitude
the man's
stands
going
tall,
to
but it's
try
no
to take
Whiterun.
Whiterun.
Jarl Balgruuf.
Balgruuf refuses the Legion's right to garrison troops in his city. On the other hand, he also refuses to acknowledge Ulfric's claim.
Well, if he wants to stand outside the protection of the Empire, fine. Let Ulfric pillage his city.
General,
You people and your damn Jarls.
sir, you can't force a Nord to accept help he hasn't asked for.
Damn
If
rebels.
Ulfric's making a move for Whiterun, then we need to be there to stop him. Draft another letter with the usual platitudes, but this time share some of your intelligence regarding Ulfric's plan.
Honestly, I think Solitude
Embellish
looks
if
more
you
like
have
an
to.
Imperial city than...
We'll let it seem like it's his idea.
Yes, sir.
You Nords and your bloody sense of honor.
Sir.
I'm still sore where I took that arrow. I hate archers.
Something to report?
Are my men now giving free rein to anyone who wanders into the castle? Do you have some reason to be here, citizen?
Can't wait to gut one of those rebels.
I have a message from the Greybeards.
Soldiers win wars, but
The
where to put
Greybeards?
them is the key.
What do those old hermits want with me?
They're convening a peace council at High Hrothgar.
Why, there's nothing to discuss as long as that traitor Ulfric is in arms against his rightful emperor.
We need a truce until the dragon menace is dealt with.
They are getting to be a problem. But I wasn't sent to
We
Skyrim
won't
to
let
fight
a bunch of
dragons.
thugs rob her of her
My
riches.
job is to quell this rebellion, and I intend to do just that. Dragons or no dragons.
The dragons are a bigger problem than the Stormcloaks right now.
I'll be the judge of that. Besides, by all reports, the Stormcloaks are suffering just as much as we are from these dragon attacks. Go on, get out of here.
Can't wait to kill another of Ulfric's boys.
There's something I can do for you? Perhaps direct you to the nearest prison?
I helped Hadvar escape. He said he'd vouch for me.
Hadvar's alive. I hope that's true. He's a damn good soldier. But he hasn't reported in yet, so he can't exactly confirm your story. In the meantime, why don't you have a chat with Legate Ricca? I suspect we might have use for someone resourceful like you.
Stay sharp.
Speak with Legate Ricca. She will determine if you are Legion material.
I have a message from the Greybeards.
The Greybeards? What do those old
They're convening a
hermits want
peace
with me?
council at High Hrothgar.
Why? There's nothing to discuss as long as
We need
that
a truce
traitor
until the
Ulfric
dragon
is in
menace is
arms
dealt
against
with.
his rightful emperor. They are getting... My job is to quell this rebellion, and I intend to do just that. Dragons or no dragons.
The best time to negotiate is from a position of strength.
Fair enough. We're driving the Stormcloaks back well enough at the moment, but we're already overstretched. That's what comes of trying to win a war with a bare handful of legions. If the Emperor would just give me the reinforcements I've requested.
Why won't the Emperor send more reinforcements?
Most of the Legion is tied down on the border with the Aldmeri Dominion. The Emperor can't afford to risk weakening Cyrodiil's defenses. From the Imperial City, our war here is just a sideshow. An interlude before the main event against the Thalmor resumes.
You'll come to the Peace Council, then?
Yes, fine. I'll come to this Greybeard Council. For all the good it will do.
Sir,
Damn Stormcloak rebels.
Keep an eye out for trouble. It's only a matter of time.
How do you feel about this war?
You mean Ulfric's so-called Stormcloak Rebellion? The Nord Kings, excuse me, Jarls. They can't seem to control their own people, so the Legion has stepped in to keep order. Sadly, the Empire's stretched a little thin these days, and we've gotten very few reinforcements. So we've been forced to recruit local. But rest assured, citizen, we'll put an end to this uprising, and things will get back to normal soon enough.
I'll take my leave then.
talking peace with Ulfric? You must be an optimist.
Can't wait to kill another of Ulfric's boys.
I'm right behind you. You lead, I'll follow.
Sir, we can't just keep trading blows with the rebels like this. It's only strengthening their resolve.
Your concerns are duly noted, Legate, but unfounded. I assure you, this war will be over in another 6 months.
Sir, this is costing lives of both Imperial loyalists and Skyrim citizens alike. And it's winning the rebels' support where they had none before.
Don't you think I know that? But these commands come straight from Cyrodiil. We must maintain order and put the rebellious Jarls in their place before we have a full-scale war on our hands.
You don't think this is a war already? Sir,
Thank you, Legate. In the future, I'll let you know when your opinion is needed.
Sir, talking peace with Ulfric? You must be an optimist.
You're like me, eh? Don't fancy those clunky two-handed weapons.
Is it done?
Arms and armor, forged by master craftsmen.
Come on now. I want those arrows dead center. The lives of your fellow soldiers are counting on them.
Although I suppose I could double-check my notes to confirm.
I'm getting sleepy. I think I will be off for bed soon.
Horses. All day long. Do you have any idea how dull horses are?
Can't just throw the big logs on the fire. Gotta have the little bits, too.
Warm beds.
Got some nice meat farm outside the city.
Makes for a damn good
It's honest
punch.
work, if a bit dull.
Got some fresh baked bread and good cheese if you're after a bite to eat.
What have you got for sale?
Take a look.
What's on your mind?
My voice could use a rest.
Quit your bellyache.
Of course.
What have you got for sale?
Take a look.
I'd like to rent a room.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way. Enjoy your stay. And don't break nothing.
Gods, I'm so tired.
Let me know if there's anything else you need. Look alive, will you?
Yes, Mum. I'm a sailor on the Northwind. We're laying over in Windhelm for a while.
Look alive, look you.
Yes, Mum. You want a drink? See you around.
Tidings. Tidings.
Got some fresh baked bread and good cheese if you're after a bite to eat. Those dark elf refugees will take over this city if we aren't careful.
I own Hollyfrost farm outside the city. It's honest work, if a bit dull.
Everything all right?
What business do college mages have in a place like that? Got to thinking, maybe I'm the Dragonborn, and I just don't know it yet.
He'll come around. Don't be so sure of that. We've intercepted couriers from Solitude. The Empire's putting a great deal of pressure on the White Run.
And what would you have me do?
If he's not with us, he's against us.
He knows that. They all know that.
How long are you going to wait?
You think I need to send Bolgraf a stronger message?
If by message you mean shoving a sword through his gullet.
Taking his city and leaving him in disgrace would make a more powerful statement, don't you think?
So we're ready to start this war in earnest then?
Soon.
I still say you should take them all out like you did dead King Torrik.
Torrik was merely a message to the other Jarls. Whoever we replace them with will need the support of our armies.
We're ready when you are.
Things hinge on Whiterun. If we can take the city without bloodshed, all the better. But if not...
The people are behind you.
Many, I fear, still need convincing.
Then let them die with their false kings.
We've been soldiers a long time. We know the price of freedom. But people are still weighing things in their hearts.
What's left of Skyrim to wager?
They have families to think of.
How many of their sons and daughters follow your banner? We are their families.
Well put, friend. Tell me, Galmar, why do you fight for me?
I'd follow you into the depths of oblivion. You know that.
Yes, but why do you fight? If not for me, what then?
I'll die before elves dictate the fates of men. Are we not one in this?
I fight for the men I've held in my arms, dying on foreign soil. I fight for their wives and children whose names I heard whispered in their last breath. I fight for we few who did come home, only to find our country full of strangers wearing familiar faces. I fight for my people, impoverished to pay the debts of an empire too weak to rule them, yet brands them criminals for wanting to rule themselves. I fight so that all the fighting I've already done hasn't been for nothing. I fight because I must.
Come to join the war. Speak with Galmar. He handles the new recruits.
That's not why I'm here.
I'm sorry to hear that. If you change your mind, speak with Galmar. What does bring you to me?
Why are you fighting this war?
We're fighting because we're done bleeding for an empire that won't bleed for us. Untold numbers of Nords died defending the Empire against the Dominion. And for what? Skyrim being sold to the Thalmor so the Emperor could keep his throne. We're fighting because our own Jarls, once strong, wise men, have become fearful and blind to the people's suffering. We're fighting because Skyrim needs heroes, and there's no one else but us.
How goes the war?
The Empire's ravenous hunger for Skyrim silver makes them fierce. But rest assured, we'll win the Reach and wrest it from their greedy paws. Not entirely true, though not entirely false either. Any Nord can learn the way of the voice by studying with the Greybeards, given enough ambition and dedication. My shouting Torg to the ground proved he had neither. However, it was my sword piercing his heart that killed him.
Why did you kill the High King?
I killed Torg to prove our wretched condition. How is the High King supposed to be the defender of Skyrim if he can't even defend himself?
And what of his widow? Doesn't she claim the throne?
Indeed, Elisif has become Jarl of Solitude. Historically and conveniently home of the High King, backed by Imperial interests. But the Moot has not yet met to name a High Queen. And they won't. Not as long as I have any say in it.
Do you desire to be the High King?
There hasn't been a true High King in Skyrim for generations. For too long, he's been handpicked by the Emperor, and given emphatic nods by milk-drinking Jarls addicted to Imperial coin. It's time we had a real High King, one of our own making.
I have a message from the Greybeards.
It's about time they turned their gaze from the heavens back to our bleeding homeland. What do they want?
They want to negotiate a truce until the dragon menace is dealt with.
I have the greatest respect for the Greybeards, of course. And the dragon attacks are a growing plague. But the political situation is still delicate. Not all the Jarls are fully committed to supporting me as High King. I can't afford to appear weak. I can't agree to this unless Tullius himself will be there.
General Tullius has already agreed to attend.
Good. We still hold half of Skyrim despite everything the Empire could throw at us. I doubt the Empire has the stomach for much more bloodletting.
So you'll come to the Peace Council?
Yes. I'll give Tullius one more chance to quit Skyrim with his tail between his legs. I'll come to your council, but I doubt any good will come of it.
I'm right behind you. You lead, I'll follow.
I don't know how you convinced Ulfric to talk to the Empire. Worse than a waste of time, if you ask me.
Greybeards have called a peace council at High Hrothgar. Can you believe it? Both Ulfric Stormcloak and General Tullius have agreed to go.
Let's see what we have. Where is the tree?
We must make them see the danger, Dragonborn.
What are we waiting for?
I've got your back.
Wait here.
As you wish, my Thane.
So, Arngeir, is it?
Wait here.
You know why we're here. Are you going to let us in or not?
You're not invited here. You're not welcome here.
We have as much right to be at this council as all of you. More, actually, since we were the ones that put the Dragonborn on this path.
Were you? Hubris of the Blades truly knows no bounds.
If it were up to you, the Dragonborn would sit dreaming on this mountain doing nothing.
Delphine, we're not here to rehearse old grudges. The matter at hand is urgent. All doing must be stopped. You wouldn't have called this council if you didn't agree. We know a great deal about the situation and the threat that Alduin poses to us all. You need us here if you want this council to succeed.
Very well. You may enter. So, you've done it. The men of violence are gathered here, in these halls whose very stones are dedicated to peace. I should not have agreed to host this council. The Greybeards have no business involving ourselves in such matters.
Don't worry. I'll get them to agree to peace.
Peace? I doubt it. They may put their weapons down for a moment, but only to gather strength for the next bloodletting. They are not yet tired of war. Far from it. Do you know the ancient Nord word for war? Season unending. And so it has proved. But regrets are pointless. Here we are. Take your seat at the council table, and let us see what wisdom we can find among these warriors of Skyrim. Why delay? Please, take your seat so that we can begin. Take your seat, and we can begin. Why delay? Please, take your seat so that we can begin.
And so we meet again. But this time I know who and what you really are.
If you can arrange an end to the fighting, Dragon's Reach is at your disposal.
Is everyone here? Let's get this started.
We all wait upon you, Dragonborn.
I'm here because it's required of me. But there's nothing to be gained by talking to that murderer.
I'm glad I finally got a chance to see this place.
Why
when has any good ever come from talking to the Empire?
So that we can begin.
I never thought I'd ever willingly stand in the same room with Tullius again. At least not without a weapon in my hand.
We should get started. Alduin is only getting
We
stronger.
all wait upon you, Dragonborn.
We must succeed here today.
Now that everyone is here, please take your seats so we can begin. I hope that we have all come here in the spirit
You
of...
insult us by bringing her to this negotiation?
You're Chief Talos Hunter?
That didn't take long.
Diplomat.
Here.
I have every right to be at this negotiation. I need to ensure that nothing is agreed to here that violates the terms of the White Gold Concordat.
She's part of the Imperial delegation. You can't dictate who I bring to this council.
Please, if we have to negotiate the terms of the negotiation, we will never get anywhere. Perhaps this would be a good time to get the Dragonborn's input on this matter.
By Izmir's beard, the nerve of those Imperial bastards, eh? To think that I would sit down at the same table with that. Thalmor bitch. Either she walks or I do.
What's the harm? Besides, Tullius doesn't really want her here either.
Maybe so, but bringing her here is a deliberate provocation. Tullius needs to know I won't be pushed around.
Let Tullius have his way on this. He'll have to give ground later.
It feels like a mistake to me. But I'll bow to your judgment on this. That she is to observe, nothing more. We are not negotiating with her. Is that clear?
Ulfric, why so hostile? After all, it's not the Thalmor that's burning your farms and killing your sons.
She's supposed to be on our
You
side?
know exactly... No. Not this time.
Now that that's settled, may we proceed?
I have something to say first.
Here we go.
The only reason I agreed to attend this council was to deal with the dragon menace. There's nothing else to talk about. Unless the Empire is finally ready to renounce its unjust claim to rule over the free people of Skyrim.
I knew he wouldn't be able to resist.
A temporary truce to allow the Dragonborn here to deal with the dragons, nothing more. I consider even talking to the Empire a generous gesture.
Are you done? Did you just come here to make speeches, or can we get down to business?
Yes, let's get this over with.
Are we ready to proceed? Jarl Ulfric, General Tullius, this council is unprecedented. We are gathered here at the Dragonborn's request. I ask that you all respect the spirit of High Hrothgar, and do your best to begin the process of achieving a lasting peace in Skyrim. Who would like to open the negotiations?
Yes, let's get down to it. We want control of Markarth. That's our price for agreeing to a truce.
So that's why you're here, Ulfric? You dare to insult the Greybeards by using this council to advance your own position?
Jarl Elisif.
General, this is outrageous. You can't be taking this demand seriously. I thought we were here to discuss a truce.
Elisif, I said I'd handle it. Ulfric, you can't seriously expect us to give up Markarth at the negotiating table. You hoped to gain in council what you've been unable to take in battle, is that it?
I'm sure Jarl Ulfric does not expect something for nothing.
Yes, that'd be entirely out of character.
Want in return?
Wait, General, you don't intend to just hand over Markarth to that traitor?
This is how the Empire repays us for our loyalty?
Enough! First, let's be clear. This council wasn't my idea. I think it's a waste of time. You are a traitor to the Empire, and deserve a traitor's death. But I at least will negotiate in good faith. Since we're all here at your request, I'd like to hear what you think Markarth is worth. In exchange for Markarth, the source of most of Skyrim's silver. Hardly. Riften seems like a better choice to me. Well fortified, easily resupplied from across Lake Honric, plus all the mead we can drink. Not enough to outweigh the loss of Markarth. With the Reach in enemy hands, our whole position in Solitude would be threatened.
You asked my opinion. I gave it to you.
Fair enough. I was hoping you could put aside your loyalties for the greater good, but I see you're firmly in Ulfric's camp. Still, having another port would ease our supply situation considerably. Better than nothing, I suppose. But Ulfric will need to offer a lot more if he wants me to give up Markarth without a fight.
The Dragonborn has spoken, Tullius. Markarth will be ours. Now we'll see if there's anything behind your talk of good faith.
I don't blame you, Dragonborn. You made the best of a bad situation. But I can see now that this is not a negotiation at all. I know you, Ulfric. If I hand over Markarth, you'll be ready with a new demand. You'll never defeat the Empire, and you know it. But you're willing to sacrifice thousands for your own selfish ambition. Soon enough, I'll have you back under the headsman's axe, and this time there won't be any dragon to save you.
As always, the Empire's fine words are worth nothing.
Stop! Are you so blind to our danger that you can't see past your petty disagreements? Here you sit arguing about nothing, while the fate of the land hangs in the balance.
Is he with you, Delphine? If so, I advise you to tell him to watch his tongue.
He is with me. And I advise you both to listen to what he has to say before you do anything rash.
Don't you understand the danger? Don't you understand what the return of the dragons means? Alduin has returned, the World Eater. Even now he devours the souls of your fallen comrades. He grows more powerful with every soldier slain in your pointless war. Can you not put aside your hatred for even one moment in the face of this mortal danger?
A very pretty speech. But what does it have to do with the...
I don't know about the end of the world, but this dragon situation has gotten out of hand. If this truce will help the Dragonborn here put an end to that menace, we both gain. Remember that, Ulfric. Now, back to the matter at hand. You know as well as I do that we can't hand over Markarth on these terms.
Shores, bones, where will these demands end?
Let's hear it.
We want compensation for the massacre at Karthwasten.
You slaughtered the very people you claim to be fighting for. True sons of Skyrim would never do such things.
Damned Imperial lies. My men would never stoop to such methods, even in retaliation for your butchery at...
All the blood spilled in this war is on your head.
You've been even-handed so far. What do you say to our demand? Well said. For once you'll actually pay for your crimes. I suppose that's the fairest deal we're likely to get.
It seems we may have an agreement. Jarl Ulfric, General Tullius, these are the terms currently on the table. Markarth will be handed over to Ulfric's forces, Jarl Igmund will step down, and Thongvor Silverblood will become the Jarl of Markarth. Ulfric will allow Imperial forces into the Pale, Skald the Elder will go into exile, and Brynna Merilis will assume the Jarlship. The Stormcloaks will pay appropriate compensation for the massacre at Karthwasten. You both agree to this?
I shouldn't agree to terms that so blatantly favor the Empire. I have no choice, though, under the circumstances. But once Alduin is defeated, then it will be the Empire's turn. Remember Evgir Unsla. You should be pleased, Elisif. You've done well for yourself as the Empire's pet Jarl. But beware, the Empire's loyalty is fickle. They will tire of this war, and then I will be the one dictating terms to you.
I have nothing to say to that murderer. General, you've proven yourself a good friend to Skyrim. I continue to trust that you will do your utmost to safeguard our interests.
Thank you, Jarl Elisif. I appreciate your loyalty. The Empire can live with these terms, yes, for a temporary truce. until the dragon menace is dealt with. After that, Ulfric, there will be a reckoning. Count on it.
Come on, Delmar. We have a lot of work to do.
Giving up Markarth is a heavy price for this truce, Dragonborn. I hope it was worth it.
Jarl Balgruf, I assume you are familiar with the Dragonborn's plan?
Yes, I'm ready to do my part. Just say the word, and my men will help you spring this trap.
But the difficulty remains how to lure a dragon to Dragon's Reach at all.
Well, that's an excellent question. You haven't overlooked that little detail, have you?
Ah, I believe I can be of help here. I anticipated the problem. While you were arranging this meeting, I was busy in the library of Skyhaven Them, an unguessed trove of lost lore. But the important thing is that the blades recorded many of the names of dragons they slew. Cross-referencing this with Delphine's map of dragon burial sites, I believe I've identified one of the dragons that Alduin has raised up.
How does that help us?
Don't you see? The names of dragons are always 3 words of power, shouts. By calling the dragon with a voice, he will hear you wherever he might be.
Why would he come when called?
He's not compelled to, but dragons are prideful by nature and loath to refuse a challenge. Your voice in particular is likely to intrigue this dragon. After your victory over Alduin, I think it's very likely that he will be unable to resist investigating your call.
So what's this dragon's name?
Ah, indeed. I'm no master of the voice, like these worthy gentlemen, but it is written here, in this scroll. Oda Ving, winged snow hunter, as I read it.
There's one more thing. We know about Paarthurnax. There's one more thing. We know about Paarthurnax.
Turns out he's a dragon, but he helped me.
That's fine. We needed his help. Now we don't. And it's long past time for him to pay for his crimes. And he's not just any dragon. He was the right hand of Alduin. He committed atrocities so infamous they are still remembered thousands of years later. He needs to die. He deserves to die. And it falls to you to kill him. Until he's dead. Well, I'm sorry, but we would dishonor our oaths as blades if we continued to help you. We have nothing to talk about until Paarthurnax is dead.
About Paarthurnax?
Make your choice, Dragonborn. You're either with us or against us.
Why does he need to die?
Here's the big picture. He helped Alduin enslave our ancestors. He may have betrayed Alduin in the end, but that makes him worse, not better. We can't afford to give Paarthurnax the opportunity to betray us in turn and return to his old master.
My only aim is to keep the peace.
We have nothing to talk about until Paarthurnax is dead.
You'll have to speak up. I'm a little deaf in my right ear. Did you say something?
About Paarthurnax.
Justice can be harsh, but it is still justice. Paarthurnax deserves to die.
Why does he need to die?
Paarthurnax was the author of many atrocities during the Dragon War, crimes great enough to be remembered for thousands of years. True, he turned traitor to Alduin and helped overthrow the dragon cult, but that does not excuse or expiate his previous deeds. Whether or not he has truly repented or merely acted to save himself, justice demands that he pay with his life. Goodbye, then.
I fear this truce will not last. You gave the Empire too much. Ulfric will not let that stand for long.
The Blades want me to kill Parthenax.
Now you see why I've warned you against them. Bloodthirsty barbarians. Sky above, voice within. You had best take advantage of this truce while it lasts.
The Blades said that Parthenax used to be Alduin's ally.
Yes, but understand, during the days of Alduin's rule, all dragons were his allies. There was nothing else they could be. If not for Parthenax, Alduin could not have been overthrown. It was he that first taught men to use the Thu'um.
Don't worry. I'm not going to kill Parthenax.
Kinnerith has placed the voice of wisdom within you, Dragonborn. All you need do is learn to listen to it, and your path will be clear. Breath and focus.